Hi everybody, this is Andrew Galea, the creator of Judgement, just giving a quick announcement to everyone about Adepticon 2026. We have decided after a lot of weeks of talking to the community and amongst ourselves to remove the 6-round limit from Adepticon, the GT Adepticon, and just let it run with chess clocks. To give a bit of context, so we introduced things like effigy decay and round limits because we have an issue with Judgement, particularly with new players who have new experiences or even casual players. Games can go too long. There is no natural end game, end mechanic to a game. So if you don't play with chess clocks, games can go to 3+ hours. It's a poor experience. It's not fun. You're not going to be tempted to rack up your second game after a game takes that long. So for us, we are exploring opportunities that we can try to alleviate that problem. We believe effigy decay and round limits, those two options either combined or one or the other, really are effective at addressing this issue. One of the things that we don't want to have competitive play drastically different to casual play. And that was our initial premise, to think, well, let's introduce it into our GTs so we can actually have a similar experience for people who want to make that bridge. But in hindsight, it's probably not that much of a different. If they're not going to play chess clocks anyway, that's probably the biggest barrier to GTs at the moment. We really like chess clocks. We don't want that to go away, so just don't think we're thinking of ways to get rid of that. But for us, it was, if we're going to apply this rule, make it a core rule, then let's make it a rule for the GTs. Now, as you know, hindsight, we had a lot of feedback from the community, a lot of discussions internally, a lot more time to test the turn limits in competitive play. And so for us, we've decided for the GTs alone, this is not changing anything about the core rules. Effigy decay, round turn limits, and chess clocks are all in the core rules as options for tournament organisers or casual players to use. I'm about to go down to the capital of Australia tomorrow to play in a Judgement tournament, which is great that me and Jeff are also running. And we're going with no chess clocks and round limits for that one. That's because we don't have, it's not a very experienced meta. It's a lot of new players. We don't want to have the chess clock stress added to the game. So we're going to have an overall round limit, but in the game, we're going to play 6 turns with no decay, just to that's the option we've chosen. So it just goes to show that you can use anything that you like when you're playing casual events, or even running events, or just playing casually down at the shop. So we're going to continue to work with the community on all the things that we're doing to the game. Like in hindsight, and I mentioned this in the Discord, I felt like personally I was a little bit reactive last year, and I'm going to be far less reactive this year to what the feedback and what I'm getting. But this is something that we feel, we only have a couple of GTs in the year. It's super important for us to really showcase the game. We've got a lot of our more competitive and top players unhappy with the fact that round limits come in. We are starting to experience negative play coming in because of the round limits, and we just don't want that to be there. So we feel, in our experience with playing casually or not super competitive games, the 6-round limit and decay are really good. They're fun. They add a lot to the game. But if you're ultra competitive and you're really trying to win, which is what top tournament players try to do, then there are mechanisms that introduce negative play experiences if you want to push it in that, under those rules. So for now, we're taking them away from the GT. GT is going to be straight chess clocks, 5v5 vetoes. So very familiar for the people who have played GTs and big tournaments before. So just thought I'd put it on video instead of just typing an announcement. This is the best way, I think, to communicate with everyone. So thanks once again for the feedback. Thanks for the support. We've got a really big year coming up with, it's got goblins and trolls and a goblin tribe. We've got, I think, 2 or 3 chimera coming out. There's 3, I think, and a chimera tribe. So then we've got a very special thing dropping at the end of the year with, I'll say undead/demons, and that's as far as I'll go, but I'll probably get in trouble for saying that. But we've got a huge year coming up. The game's growing at the grassroots, which is really important. We're really keen to get that to manifest itself in the rest of the events. So let's see how we go. So thanks again, and cheers.